The phone call wakes me up. Am I late again? I look at my phone to see who's calling. Why is Suzumi calling me at this time? Hey Suzumi, it's unusual for you to call this early. What's going on?
Sorry for waking you up, Sleeping Beauty, but the Phantom's back.
My muscles tense up the minute I hear those words. The time has come. The Phantom strikes again. I'll be there in a minute.
No, wait for us. I'm coming with Kaoru to pick you up. Akito and Aki are already on the way, so they'll meet us there.
Alright.
I'll be at your place in a couple of minutes.
Wait, Suzumi,
Yes?
who's the victim?
Matsuganichi, a 49-year-old firefighter.
Okay, see you soon.
Yeah.
A firefighter, huh? There must be a reason he targeted these people. Come on, Kazuki, what do they have in common? A teacher, scientist, psychologist, and now a firefighter. Think, Kazuki, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? They're all dead? Ha, that's not it. They all work with people. Not that. Then it has to be their occupations. A teacher educates others. A scientist, scientific discoveries. A psychologist helps people. And a firefighter rescues people, animals, etc. Help. They help people. Teachers help by passing down knowledge. Scientists make discoveries that help others medically, culturally, and more. They all contribute to society in one way or another. Could this be the reason? If I think along these lines, then there are plenty of occupations involving helping people. A doctor, surgeon, police officer, lifeguard, legal registrar. I may have to give this more thought. The sound jolts me out of my thoughts. I forgot Suzumi's waiting for me. Hey, I'm really sorry. I'll be there. Just give me a minute.
Alright.
Got too absorbed in my thoughts again. Great. I don't even have time to eat my breakfast now. I quickly get dressed, race down the stairs, and run out to the car where Suzumi and Kaoru wait. Hey.
Hello?
Oh my god, Kazuki!
What? I've already apologized on the phone.
It's not that! You look horrible! Not only are you late, you didn't even do your hair!
I was out of time.
Did you eat breakfast?
No.
What were you doing all this time?
Thinking.
Ugh, you're unbelievable, Kazuki!
Kaoru simply glances at me and smiles. Suzumi steps on the gas and speeds off. I swear I heard the tires screech when she took off. Whoa! I look over at Kaoru. She seems unaffected by the crazy speed. Is it just my imagination, or are we going really fast here?
Hey, Kazuki. You okay back there?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just hungry. I didn't expect to eat up so early, so, you know.
I don't think any of us ever expects you to wake up early.
True. Suzumi takes another sharp turn. Again, I hear the tires screech. I survey Kaoru again. No reactions whatsoever. Interesting. Maybe I'm being overly sensitive. So where are we going?
Kowloon.
And where is that exactly?
It's a few kilometers behind the police station.
I see. Phantom, what did you conjure up for us this time?
We're almost there. I can see the crowd control barriers from the police.
Suzumi tries past the barrier tapes and an officer comes up to us. I'm sorry, but this road is temporarily closed.
Suzumi Miso. We're from Igrasel.
Ah, Detective Misao. I'm sorry I didn't recognize you. Okay, you may pass. Hey guys, move the barriers so they can go in.
Thanks.
No problem. Good luck. We see Aki speaking with the police officers as we arrive at the house.
Hey, Aki!
Oh, hey everyone!
So, what's the situation?
I was just speaking to the police officers to see if they have any leads or evidence. Unfortunately, they only have a testimony from the victim's wife for now.
I see. And Akito?
He's upstairs taking pictures.
Nice move.
Yep.
By the way, why do you guys think it's the Phantom's work this time?
Because the Phantom's murder crimes often consist of unusual activity.
What do you mean?
His wife is alive.
What? His wife was present at the time of the crime?
Yes. She even was attacked by the Phantom, or should I say, rendered unconscious by him.
Why didn't you tell me any of this? Kaoru and Suzumi exchange looks before looking back at me.
You didn't ask.
Damn, they do have a point. I did only ask about the victim.
Besides, we figured you'd want to find out the details yourself.
Fair enough. So is there anything else I should be aware of?
Let's see. The victim is a 49 years old firefighter, Matsuo Genichi. Cause of death at the present moment is unknown. His wife,
Wait. What do you mean by unknown?
it's hard to explain. His wife found his body in one of the rooms, gagged and tied to a chair. Oh, his eyes are all red too. In fact, his whole body is in terrible condition, all battered up and stuff.
Go on.
So the Phantom probably rendered Matsuo's wife unconscious by using isoflurane, or something similar. After she woke up, she went upstairs to check on her husband and found his body. She called the police straight away.
Interesting.
And unusual. I think it's disturbing. It's not normal.
I agree. It isn't normal. Why did he spare Matsuo's wife? This doesn't make any sense.
Maybe because she wasn't the target.
She wasn't worth killing?
Still, why take the risk? Wasn't it easier just to kill her? Suzumi and Kaoru ponder on the idea for a moment.
Are you okay, Aki?
Yes. I'm sorry. We're talking about a woman that just lost her husband.
She lowered her head. We stayed like that for a while. Didn't know what to say. I guess Aki a solemn look. I see your point, Aki. But we won't gain anything by mourning with her. We need to figure out why the Phantom did this.
Yes, so we can stop him from doing it again.
I know this is tough for you, Aki, but you can't let your emotions interfere with your work. Remember, you're a detective and you have a job to do.
I know. I'm sorry.
That's better. Now let's go catch this guy.
Suzumi winks at Aki, and Aki gratefully smiles back.
Alright, let's go.
This is why girls shouldn't be detectives.
His wife was here?
I don't know the full details, only bits and pieces of what I found out from the police. So, according to the police, it's most likely the Phantom attacked her from behind. She recalls waking up on the couch.
I take a quick look around the room. Interesting. Do they live alone? Any kids?
Yes, only the couple lives here. They have one son, but he moved out a long time ago.
Akito's already upstairs, right?
Yeah,
Do you know if he took pictures of this section of the house?
I think so, but I'm not sure.
Let's go see Akito.
Good idea. We can decide what to do later.
As we reach the top of the stairs, we see Akito taking pictures of a few artifacts at certain parts of the house while talking with some guy.
Hey, big bro!
Akito turns around and waves at us.
You guys finally arrived, huh? Wait, don't anyone move.
Huh? What are you doing?
Akito picks up the camera and zooms in, attempting to take a shot out of us.
Yes, that's good. Now, try to look dangerous.
I cringed. I'm pretty certain that we all have dubious expressions on our faces right now. Something along the lines of, what the hell are you doing?
Oh, that's perfect.
I can't believe you just took a group photo of us. And right in the middle of a crime scene, no less.
I kind of knew he'd do something like this.
What? Come on, this is our first real crime scene. We need to capture this moment.
I don't know what to say, big bro.
Hey, you guys will thank me for this later. Trust me.
I thought you were taking pictures of the crime scene.
I am. I'm multitasking.
He smiles gleefully at us. Nothing seems to damper his mood. I can't help but sigh at his enthusiasm.
Anyway, come over here, guys. The technicians have already finished collecting evidence and taking photographs.
I'm pretty much done here, too.
Do we really need to see the corpse?
I thought you're used to it.
I doubt that I'll ever be used to it.
We all head over to the room where Akito stands. What a stench.
I know. I guess it's a good thing the smell doesn't reach downstairs.
What's that?
We're not sure. It's probably just his body.
I think you're wrong. It's too early for his body to stink like that. Wait, you said we?
I meant the technicians and myself.
I'm not surprised that Akito doesn't know.
What's the cause of death?
We don't know yet. However, I think you guys should take a look at this. Come closer.
Akito goes inside and inches closer to the firefighter's body. We follow as closely as we can.
Look.
The firefighter is tied to a chair, just as Aki said, and his eyes are crimson red. His throat is all bruised up too. Looks like a ball was inserted into his mouth and sealed with the tape. And on top of it is a cross.
It's no ordinary cross. It's an iron cross.
So...
Oh, Kazuki.
It's an award for bravery.
That's really...
Messed up? Yeah, I know.
Akito then turns to the technician he spoke with earlier and motions for him to come in.
Okay, we should move aside for a bit.
Hmm? Oh, what for?
The technician's going to take it out.
Take what out?
There's an object in his mouth. Some kind of weird ball. I want it taken out.
Are you crazy? Why would you want to take that out?
Because we need to. And who knows? It could be a vital clue.
Well,
He's right. We should have it extracted.
It definitely looks peculiar. And I'm sure the Phantom placed it there for a reason.
We stepped away as the CTS came over to Matsuo's body. And they tell you right there in the top right corner, CST is crime scene technician. Okay, first I'm going to pull out this iron cross. Hey, Akito, does this metal belong to the firefighter?
I believe so. There's even a newspaper clipping with a photo of him receiving the award.
Akito points at the wall. I look to where he's pointing and find the said newspaper clipping framed and hung on the wall for all to see. Nice. Something about this wall doesn't seem right. I may have to inspect it later. I turn my attention back to the CST just as he's about to take out the black ball. It's really jammed in there. The technician pulls the ball out with force. After a few tugs, the black ball finally pops out and triggers a green gas being discharged from deep within Matsuo's throat. What the?
Oh no!
Watch out!
The technician's cheeks turn red and swollen as soon as the gas touches him. He falls into the ground, screaming at the top of his lungs when the gas also makes contact with his eyes. Kaoru quickly turns to one of the officers staying on the side.
Get some water! Now!
Everyone, stay back!
None of the officers moves. They're all too stunned by the horror happening before their eyes and to listen to Akito or Kaoru.
I said water now!
One of the officers snaps out of his shock and immediately runs downstairs to fetch water.
I need your help, Kazuki. We need to get the technician out of here. Cover your face and don't breathe in any of the gas.
I pull the shirt over my lips and nose and quickly head over to the collapsed CST with Akito. Don't worry, we've got you. We carry him out of the room as fast as we can, then we gently prop him up against the wall in the hallway. Aki rushes to her side holding a bowl of water and a tea towel.
here, take it.
Aki, I didn't even know she'd left the room to get water.
Great job, Aki. Lay him down on the floor, guys.
We did as Kaoru instructed, and immediately she splashes water on the CST's face and starts soaking the tea towel in water.
Can someone call for an ambulance?
I'm on it.
What was that gas just now?
I believe it was chlorine gas.
That's what I thought.
No way. I can only stare at the others in shock. My brain is still trying to process what happened in the room earlier. This can't be happening. Did the Phantom leave a trap for us? We could have died. The Phantom, he's insane. It burns.
Don't worry, everything will be fine. Luckily, it was not a big dose, so your life isn't in any danger.
Even the voice actor did it wrong. That's the possessive, not the contraction.
Yes. Your eyes will be okay, too.
Thank you.
Don't mention it.
Do you think it's still dangerous in there?
I don't think so. Most of the gas should have already been released. So there shouldn't be much left in the body. If there's any left, that is. Still, it's better if everyone stay away from that room for now.
Akito looks at one of the police officers.
Don't let anyone get near Matsuo's body, or even that room. Got it?
The officer slightly flinched. Yes.
The ambulance is on the way. I've also informed the commander. He said he sent the forensics team over with some biohazard suits. Maybe we should wait for them.
Yeah, good call.
Okay, let's take him downstairs.
Alright, can you stand up? I think so. Okay, let's go.
Try to keep this tea towel pressed on your eyes for now.
Right, thanks. We slowly assist the CST down the stairs, and then we carefully lay him down on the couch in the living room. Afterwards, we all sat down to wait for the ambulance.
Is he really not in any danger?
Chlorine gas is dangerous for the eyes, but a small dose like that isn't lethal enough to do any harm.
I see. Thank God.
So I guess we'll have to wait a bit before we can re-enter the room.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But what about the firefighter's body?
The forensic team will probably seize it, so chances are we won't be able to examine it.
That's fine. There wasn't much to look at anyway. Besides, I've got all the evidence here in my trusty camera.
Nonetheless, I think we need to focus on the reason behind the Phantom's murders, not just the way he commits them.
I agree. We need to switch our gears and find out his motives.
And figure out who may be his next victim.
Exactly.
By the way, does anyone have an idea how much chlorine gas was in there?
No clue.
Sorry, but it looks like we'll have to wait for the autopsy to find out.
So what's the plan then? We can't just sit here and wait for something to happen.
True. What's the plan, boss?
Kido and Aki, you two will stay here. You were here before us, so you would know more about this case and what needs to be verified.
Gotcha.
Right.
Kaoru, I need you to help me close the lawyer case for good.
Okay.
And as for you, Kazuki, we made an agreement that you'd work with Akido, remember? So don't let me down.
All right!
Hey, you make it sound like I wanted it. The ambulance arrives and hurriedly takes the CST to the hospital. The biohazard division arrives right afterwards. They secured and took the body of the firefighter, then they checked the room just to be sure that no other booby traps remained. Everything is clear. We didn't find anything suspicious, so you can go back there.
Thank you.
There's no need to thank us. We're just doing our job. In any case, be careful.
We will.
Okay, we'll be leaving then.
Okay, Akido, Aki, and Kazuki. We're leaving it up to you three. Don't forget to take note of everything. After all, you guys know how important this case is.
We all nodded our heads at the sign, and then we understood the orders.
See you at HQ.
Good luck.
We watched Suzumi and Kaoru walk away until they're both completely out of sight. Akito, you finished taking pictures of the crime scene, right?
Yup, I got it all.
Okay, now for the break-in details. Do we know which way the Phantom entered the house?
He got in through the porch.
Yeah, he used a glass cutter and opened the doors. I also took pictures of it.
Good. What about Matsuo's wife Aki? Does she remember anything?
She's currently in the hospital. I can try to ask if she remembers anything, but I highly doubt she does.
I do too, but there's a chance she may have noticed something peculiar, or someone, before it happened.
Alrighty.
You should also go speak with the neighbors. Maybe someone saw something.
Huh? Why am I the only one going around and talking with people?
Her question takes me by surprise. I quickly compose myself before answering her with mock seriousness. Because you have this confident aura about you that inspires others to speak up.
He totally got you there, sis. I'm just joking. Sheesh. You didn't have to glare at me like that.
Wait a minute. Who put you in charge, Kazuki?
Akito.
What?
Fine. I'm going now. If you guys need anything, give me a call.
Sure, we'll be here. As soon as Aki leaves, I signal Akito to get to work. Let's start at the porch, see if we can reenact the Phantom's actions.
Sounds good. Let's do it. The doors to the porch are located in the kitchen.
Okay. We head over to the kitchen and pause at the entry doors. This is the door to the porch?
Yeah. As you can see, there's a hole in the glass right here.
I crouch down and examine the spot Akito is pointing at. Yeah, I see it. It's wide enough for a hand to go through and unlock the door.
And you can get a good view of the living room from here.
Indeed. I guess it's not so hard for Phantom to break in here after all.
You think so? I don't think you can just go into someone's house, cut a hole in his door, and walk in. You wouldn't know if someone's still up and walking around, or that they won't come in to get something from the kitchen. What?
Looking at it from that perspective, I guess you're right. He must have been watching them for some time if he knew their daily schedule well enough to enter.
See? We're amazing together. We need to work together more.
I simply gaze at Akito in silence. He really has a talent for leaving people speechless. Anyway, did you check the garden?
No, we didn't. Aki and I only questioned the officers around here and if they found anything in the garden. Unfortunately, they didn't find a thing.
I see.
Do you want to inspect the garden?
No, you said the police already checked it, so we don't need to check it again. Besides, Even if we do find something, it probably won't be enough.
You have a point there. So the only chance we would have would be if the neighbors saw anyone suspicious.
Precisely.
Then it's up to Aki.
You can say that, but it's really more up to the neighbors. If they saw anything, that is.
Oh yeah, right.
I turn around and study the living room. Do you know what his wife was doing at the time?
No, sorry. Aki spoke with the police more, so maybe she'll know.
I don't think so. Aki only said that Matsuo's wife was attacked from behind and woke up at the couch moments later.
I see. Why do you think the Phantom let Matsuo's wife live?
Simple. She wasn't his target. He may be only killing people who are on his target list.
That makes sense. Do you have evidence to support this theory of yours?
Maybe. I stand back up and head over to the living room.
Hey, don't give me just a maybe and walk away.
Akido follows me into the living room. I look around. Not exactly sure what to look for, but something about the wall stood out earlier. I have a feeling that it's something important, but what was it?
I doubt we'll find anything in the living room. The murder took place upstairs, so it's likely the Phantom did not spend much time down here.
Here it is. I pick up the family photo resting on the living room side table.
What is it?
A family photo.
No kidding, man. What about it?
I don't bother to answer Akido. I run back upstairs where Matsuo was found. There's something I need to check straight away. Akido continues to bellow loudly after me.
Hey, Kazuki! Can you tell me what's going on?
I stop at the room and ask the officer standing next to it. Hey, are you done examining the room? Yes, but we weren't able to find anything. No footprints or clues, just some fingerprints, which probably belonged to either Matsuo or his wife. Sorry. I see. What about the photos? Photos? What do you mean? Akido shows up behind me.
Yeah, Kazuki. What do you mean? Can you take a moment here to explain things? You have to say what's on your mind. Neither of us can read minds, you know.
See those walls over there? If you look closely enough, you can see some photo frame marks. There's at least 3 of them. Akido and the officer quickly run downstairs to take a look at the walls. When they came back upstairs, surprise is painted all over their faces.
Whoa. When did you notice that?
When you showed me where the newspaper clipping was earlier.
Wow.
Wait, I think we may have seen some framed photos in the closet. We didn't think they were important, so we disregarded them. I walk over to the closet and open it. Okay, here they are. There, sitting way in the back of the closet, were 3 framed photos that the officer spoke of. I carefully take them out and examine them one by one.
You really think these photos have a special meaning behind them?
I'm sure there is. Otherwise, they wouldn't be hidden in the closet. I look at the first photo. It's a picture of the Ganichi family in their younger days.
To be honest, these photos weren't even hidden that well. I mean, why didn't he just destroy them if they were really that important?
Who knows? Maybe he thought we wouldn't pay attention to them, so he didn't bother to. The second photo features the Matsuo couple with a young man who I surmise to be their son, since there's a photo of him downstairs as a kid.
Maybe the couple just decided to put them there. You gotta admit, it's a possibility.
Yeah, I know. You may be right, but still. I stop mid-sentence. All the muscles in my body stiffen up and my eyes widen in bewilderment.
What's the matter, Kazuki? You okay?
I know this man.
Kazuki!
I look at Akido, and then he returns my gaze with apprehension. He is clearly concerned about me. I think I know this man. I hand Akido the third photo.
You mean the guy with the scar on his face? He doesn't look like the boy from the other photos. Who is he?
Yeah, he's definitely not their son.
Then who is he? Where do you know him from? And do you still have contact?
What? No, of course not. I don't know. After my parents died, I attended this mental support group. Didn't even want to go there. I mean, I was completely fine, but my doctor said it'd be good for me. Anyway, that's when I met him.
What? You never told me about that!
Well, it's not something to brag about.
So,
I try to remember what his name was, but nothing comes up.
what was he like?
I don't know. I don't remember.
You've got to remember something.
I'm not sure I can, Akido. I really hated being at that mental support group, so I didn't pay much attention to the people there.
Just think about it.
I obliged Akido's request and dig deeper, trying to recall any details I could about the guy.
What about his scar?
The scar. Did he have it back then? Maybe that's why he was there. Now I remember. remember?
See? It'd be hard to forget a face scarred like that.
I give Akito a menacing stare. It's not that. I remember him telling me how he got the scar. He was living with his girlfriend in their apartment when one day a gas tank in the apartment exploded. As they were escaping, his girlfriend got crushed by a piece of debris from the ceiling. He tried to get her out, but suddenly a bar hit him in the head and knocked him to the ground. Almost blinded him too. He remained on the ground, unable to move and certain that he would die. Fortunately, however, the fire brigade arrived just in time, and one of the firefighters risked his life to rescue him and dragged him out of the collapsing building. He told me that he's never been the same after the incident, and has yet to recover from it even to this day.
Oh man, that's really sad.
Yes, I remember I wasn't even paying attention to his scar at the time. I was focusing on his eyes. There was something peculiar about them.
Do you think he might be the Phantom?
I'm not sure, but if that's the case, then why would he kill Matsuo?
I'd say it's because Matsuo saved him when he didn't want to be saved. But I highly doubt that's the case here because they look like they were pretty close.
I agree. We need to ask Matsuo's wife what this guy's name is and what is his relationship to them.
Alright, I'm on it.
Hmm?
Just leave it to me. I'll handle it.
Are you going to personally ask her, or are you going to ask Aki to do it?
What's the difference?
Never mind. Just don't forget to ask her why they removed these photos from the wall, okay?
Sure thing.
Akito steps out, probably to call Aki and see what she's up to. I head back downstairs to stare at the newspaper clipping. Let's see. Heroic firefighter saves a little girl from a burning building. I was just doing my job, says the newspaper headline. Too bad. I was hoping to be a newspaper clipping about the man with the scar. My eyes wander to the top of the page. Utna Telegraph. There's no date. I wonder when did it happen? I look at the photo of the firefighter. It's definitely Matsuo because he looked exactly the same. I guess it wasn't so long ago. I start reading the little summary beneath the photo. A remarkable demonstration of courage. An Iron Cross medal for a firefighter who risked his own life to rescue a child, awarded by the President himself. They are ordinary people like all of us, yet they choose to show compassion and bravery in situations where many of us would likely fail at doing. That's so true. I sit down in a chair and deliberate on what we have so far. What's the Phantom's motive this time? What is he trying to tell us? Which clues are part of the riddle we need to solve here? Is it the chlorine gas or this metal? I get to the newspaper clipping once more. And why did he leave this particular newspaper on the wall? I close my eyes and start analyzing everything from the beginning. He observes them, breaks in, knocks out Matsuo's wife, goes upstairs. Why didn't Matsuo notice him? Was he asleep? Out of nowhere, a terrible screech sounds out in the room and breaks my train of thought.
Woo!
I open my eyes and see Akito dancing away in front of a gramophone. Seriously?
What?
Whatever. Did you talk to Aki? Akito turned off the gramophone and smiles.
I sure did. She's still going around and questioning the neighbors. Everyone is shocked to hear the news, but unfortunately, no one remembers seeing anything suspicious so far.
I'd expected as much.
As for his wife, she's currently under the care of a psychologist and the police is speaking with her, but so far they have nothing.
The voice actor didn't catch that one either.
I think that we will have to wait until tomorrow to talk to her.
Crap.
What's wrong?
Nothing. I was hoping to ask her something.
Oh, okay. By the way, what were you doing?
Looking for any hidden meaning behind the clues.
Nice. And with your eyes closed. Wow.
I glare at him.
Relax, I'm just kidding. So, did you come up with anything?
I'm thinking maybe the chlorine gas or iron cross signifies something.
He may have just used the chlorine gas to kill Matsuo. I think the iron cross is more significant. I mean, why did he leave it in his mouth, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
What?
This newspaper clipping bothers me. It's like it's there for a reason.
What? You're kidding, right?
Think about it. Why is this article out here, whereas the other photos were tucked away in the closet?
Yeah, you've got a point there. That is kind of weird.
Honestly, I don't have the faintest idea. How about you?
Same here.
Alright, we should take a photo of the man with the scar, so we can show it to Matsuo's wife tomorrow.
Oh, right.
Akito quickly takes a snapshot of the photo.
Okay, got it.
Great job. Now let's go get Aki and head back to Yggdrasil.
Alright.
Aki was done with her task by the time we rendezvous up with her. Just as I predicted, she didn't have any new info for us. We're back.
Welcome back, guys. So how did it go? Have any new information for us?
We updated them on everything, which wasn't much. What we discovered so far, we still have to figure out.
We'll need to find out more about this man with the scar.
And study those framed photos more. There's something strange about them.
Yes, I think so too. Nevertheless, that's all we have at this point. We're still missing something, as usual.
Relax, Kazuki. We need to stay focused.
Anyway, any progress with the lawyer case? We would really appreciate a boost right now.
We tried to talk with Yuzar, but he refused to talk with us. He's still sticking by that assault story of his.
Does he not know that he'll just make things worse for himself?
Some guys are like that.
So is the case closed?
Not yet. There's just one last thing we want to check out.
Fine.
What's that?
We want to verify all the men who are currently serving Yuzar or have previously worked with him for any suspicious activity.
Excellent idea.
We believe that he gave this task to someone who's currently working for him, someone he trusts.
Oh, good point.
Whatever, can we just finish up? Suzumi suddenly looks at me. What? I didn't say anything.
Never mind then. Since we have to wait until tomorrow to interrogate Miss Genichi and see the autopsy report, there's really no point in keeping you guys here, so I guess that's all for today.
So what's the plan for tomorrow?
I will interrogate Mrs. Genichi. Aki can get the autopsy report, and you will inform us if the police find anything.
Huh?
What? Why am I getting the autopsy report?
And what gives you the right to give orders here, Kazuki?
It's the most effective way to get everything done.
I thought I made it very clear that you're working with Akito.
You did. And technically, Akito and I did work together on the firefighter's case today, remember?
I'm aware of that. However, the case is not over yet, and you still have to check all the circumstantial evidence.
Damn.
Hey, I'm right here, you know.
Oh, stop it, Kazuki. You make it sound like it's such a nightmare to work with Akito.
I didn't say that. It's just that our way of doing things are totally different.
I know. That's precisely why I think you two will be able to solve this case together.
Fine. So what's the plan for tomorrow then?
Aki and I will go to the police station to see if they have any news for us, since I need to go there anyway. You and Akito will go see Miss Genichi. And lastly, Kaoru will go get the autopsy report.
How come Kaoru gets to do this by herself? I can get the autopsy report too.
Oh? Tell me, Kazuki, are you able to understand all the medical terms on an autopsy report? That's what I thought. Okay, you guys are free to go. Aki, I will call you to verify the time for tomorrow.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you want me to pick you up tomorrow, Kazuki?
Yeah, just give me 30 minutes heads up.
Roger that.
Oh, we're going to order some pizza. You can still stay and join us if you want.
Oh, that sounds great.
You'll be paying for your own share.
On second thought, that doesn't sound so great.
I'm hungry, so count me in.
What about you, Kazuki?
I glance at the clock. We're gonna be the lone wolf for now. I think I'll pass this time. I have some shopping to do and I need some time to think.
Aw, come on, Kazuki. You gotta join us.
Yeah, man. It won't be the same without you.
Akito flashes a smile at me. What does he mean by that? Thank you for the offer, guys. Some other time, okay? Have fun and bon appetit.
Thanks, Kazuki. See you tomorrow. I hope that you'll share your thoughts then.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, that's right. If you have an idea, you should tell us right away. Don't leave us hanging.
Must I? Akito's right. You should share your ideas with us.
Yeah.
I know, and trust me, I'll let you guys know straight away if I come up with something. I just have too much in my mind right now.
Suspicious.
Better watch out, Kazuki. You're currently in Aki's suspicious radar.
Right. Anyway, see you guys.
See ya. I'll call you later.
Yeah. I leave the office and head over to the main square to do some shopping and deep thinking. I'm so tired. I sit down on a bench and let myself relax. After a while, I start gazing up at the sky. I don't even know what I should think about. I don't really have anything to go on. Suddenly, I hear a boy cry. there goes my moment of peace and quiet. I watched the boy for a while longer, contemplating whether or not I should help. Just as I was thinking of going to his aid, a guy shows up and walks up to the boy.
Hey, what's the matter, kid?
My cat is stuck on the tree. I look up at the tree and see a small cat clinging onto one of the higher branches. Sheesh, what a stupid cat. Why bother going up a tree if you know you can't get down? Cats are so weird.
Don't worry, I'll get him down for you.
Thank you, mister. I must admit, that guy sure got up there really quick. It seemed so easy for him. A little disappointed he didn't get the cat down with a 9mm, if you know what I'm talking about. I study the guy. He doesn't seem that old. Actually, he appears to be younger than me.
Okay, kitty. Come here. It's okay. Don't be scared.
He continues to talk to the frightened kitten in a soothing voice. Loki, don't be scared. The nice mister just wants to help you. Loki. Interesting name for a cat.
Gotcha! Oh no! No, no, no! No!
The cat got so scared that it jumped on the guy and scratched all over his face. He quickly grabs hold of the cat before falling out of the tree.
Ah! Ah! My back!
Loki, thank goodness you're okay. Yeah, kid. Be more concerned about your cat than the guy who actually fell out of the tree. And who said that helping others pays off? Oh my, what's going on here? Mom, this mister helped me get Loki off the tree. The lady watches the young man get back up on his feet. I'm terribly sorry. Are you alright?
Yes, ma'am. Don't worry about it.
Thank you so much, mister. The boy smiles happily at the guy. How can I repay you?
Oh, no. It's not necessary, really.
Thank you again. Have a nice evening. Bye-bye, mister.
You're welcome, kiddo. Bye. Take care of Loki.
I will.
Now then.
Notice there was no context there that didn't say the boy's name or anything. The young guy does some stretches before taking a walk around the park. I stretch out on the bench for a bit before taking a look at my watch. It's almost 4 p.m. Should probably head home now. I gaze up at the sky once more. I close my eyes. It's getting a little hard to focus. I can feel myself drifting off to sleep. I need to go now, or else I'll fall asleep here. Once I got back home, I put my groceries away and made dinner. Then, because curiosity got the best of me, I decided to read up a bit about chlorine gas and chloramine vapors. We have to speak to Matsuo's wife tomorrow. I wonder if we'll be able to find out anything. What a pain in the... It's 8 a.m. already? I took the liberty of sleeping early last night, so why do I feel like I didn't get any sleep last night? I get up, eat breakfast, and brush my teeth. Then I went back to my room and lie back down. Really tempted to close my eyes and go back to sleep, but I better not. Just make me feel more tired and grumpy later. Anyway, why hasn't Akito called yet? I look at my phone. It's 8:34 a.m. Could it be that he's still sleeping? Or maybe he just forgot to call me. Who knows? Anything is possible with that guy. I decided to use this time to go over what I should ask Mrs. Skenichi later. Let's see, I definitely have to ask her about the guy with the scar, and the relationship he has with her family. I also have to ask whether or not she saw anyone suspicious in the days leading up to the attack. What else? And at that moment, Akito phoned. Hey.
Yo, I guess you're already awake, huh?
Obviously, I was wondering when you'd call me.
Yeah, sorry about that. Something came up at home, so I couldn't call you until now. I'll be arriving at your place around 9. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, see you soon.
I guess I'll wait for him outside then. I get dressed in my uniform and head downstairs.
Hey, Kazuki, hop in.
So I guess you know where Mrs. Skenichi is staying.
Yeah, she's still at the hospital. Aki said she didn't want to go home.
I see. Well, I'm not surprised. By the way, did you bring the photo of that guy with the scar?
Of course.
Alright then, let's go.
Wow, Kazuki, you're really in a hurry to meet her, aren't you? I gotta say, it's weird to see you so eager.
Look, I just want to find out who this guy is, Akito.
Yeah, I know. Okay, let's hit the road. Sheesh, I don't believe this.
Calm down, Akito.
No. This is unacceptable. It's an outrage.
It's really not that big of a deal.
Not that big of a deal. This is like losing one of my limbs here. How can they ask me to do this?
Stop overreacting. They're only asking you to pay the parking fee, Akito.
I know! Those blood-sucking demons.
We head over to the front desk and ask the receptionist where we can find Matsuo's wife. The receptionist politely directs us to the Helping Patients Cope with the Traumatic Event Department. Who is it? Please come on in.
Good morning, ma'am. Pardon us for the intrusion.
Good morning. Hello, what brings you two handsome men like yourselves here? Akito and I look at each other. She looks like she's coping rather well for someone who just lost her husband.
Are you Mrs. Genichi?
Yes, and you are?
Oh, I'm sorry for not introducing ourselves. We...
Good grief. I'm Kazuki Koyama, and he's my gawky partner, Akito Ishikawa. Akito gives me a stunned look, which I happily ignored. We're detectives from Yggdrasil. I show Mrs. Genichi my ID. We're here to ask you a couple of questions regarding your husband, Matsuo Genichi. I know it's hard for you to talk about it right now, but we would really appreciate it if you could get us out. If you could help us out by giving us some answers. I glance at Akito. It appears that my direct approach to all this has rendered him speechless. I see. She stares at us with a sad look on her face as she adds, "Isn't this type of work too hard for you two? I mean, you two are awfully young to be in this field of work."
Well, we're devoted to what we do, ma'am. And we want to catch the person responsible for this heinous crime.
Yes, and I'm grateful for that. However, I think this matter should be handled by the police. We're more than capable of handling this, ma'am. To be honest, my parents died in a mysterious car accident over a year ago, so I can completely relate to what you're feeling right now. We want to catch the person who killed your husband, but we cannot do that unless you help us. Mrs. Genichi studies me for a bit. You know, there's something about you. But she doesn't continue on. Instead, she gets up and walks over to the window. I was always prepared for it. Deep down inside, I knew that something would happen to my husband eventually. He was so dedicated to his job, you know? But I never imagined something this horrible would happen to him in our own home. She turns around and faces us. Do you really think you can find the person responsible for this?
Absolutely, ma'am. We'll do our best.
We can't make any promises, though. But I'm not sure how much my recollection of that day will help.
Well, for starters, did you ever notice anyone suspicious around your home? Perhaps your husband mentioned seeing someone.
No, I'm afraid not. I'm sorry, and please, call me Lilith.
Oh, okay, Lilith.
Lilith, can you tell us exactly what happened that day? Did you get to see the perpetrator's face? It happened just as I was about to go to bed. I was getting up from the couch when I noticed there was someone behind me. It all happened so fast, I didn't have time to scream or anything. He pressed some rag to my face, and within seconds I started to feel faint. I lost consciousness after that. That's all I can remember.
So you saw the perpetrator's face?
No, unfortunately.
Darn.
Did you notice any specific details about him? Can you tell me his height? How old would you say he was? Mrs. Lilith walks up to me and positions herself next to me. I believe he's around your height. It's hard for me to guess his age given the fact that I never saw his face, but I'd say that he's young. I see. Then my theory was right. Lilith sat back down on her bed. There is one more thing. And what's that? His eyes. His eyes were... There was something unique about them. I have never seen eyes quite like his before. Unique. I look at Akito. He only shrugs back. You mean he had contact lenses or something? I don't know how to describe it. That doesn't really help.
So, about your husband, do you have any idea how the perpetrator could have snuck up on him so easily? From what we've gathered at the crime scene, there are no signs of a struggle at all.
It's very possible he was asleep at the time. You see, my husband likes to go room upstairs to relax and listen to music. He tends to fall asleep in the process. He does it so often that it's become a habit of his.
Ah, that explains a lot.
Yeah, no wonder there was a gramophone in the room. Akito suddenly grins at me. He's probably thinking about the time when he turned on the gramophone and sang his horrible love song. Is there anything else you would like to know? Just one more thing. Akito, can you show Lilith the photo?
Oh, right. Here you go, Lilith.
Could you tell us who this man with the scar is, the one standing next to your husband?
And if you don't mind me asking, what's his relationship to you and your husband?
I watch Lilith take the photo from Akito with her fragile hand. A smile spreads across her face the minute she sees the man's face. His name is Takashi Harada. Takashi Harada. He got the scar during his attempt to rescue his girlfriend from their collapsing apartment. My husband was the one who saved him. The incident traumatized Takashi, and for years he had a hard time readjusting to life. He was just devastated. My husband would often visit him and talk to him for hours. Eventually he got Takashi to join a support group as well, and over time they become great friends. In fact, my husband treated Takashi like a son. She pauses for a moment and lovingly caresses her husband's face in the photo. He was truly a good man. Mrs. Genichi falls silent and continues to stare at the photo with tears in her eyes. Looks like we're reopening one of her wounds just by asking these questions. I wonder if we should stop here. I look over to Akito for a sign. Nothing. Guess it's safe to continue then. We're terribly sorry for asking you these questions. We know how difficult this is. No, it's okay. I'm fine. Yes, I'll be just fine. I admire her strength. She's really trying to keep it all together. It's no wonder she's managed to cope this well. I guess he's not the guy we're looking for, Akito.
Yeah, it sure looks that way. It looks like he's really close to them.
I know. I just wish I knew why these photos were hidden in the closet. Right, the photos. Lilith. Yes? In the room where your husband was found, there were 4 framed photos hidden away in the closet. Were you the one who stored them there? What? I mean, did you or your husband take the photos off the wall and place them in the closet? No, I understand what you were asking me. What I don't understand is why there were 4 photos there. There should only be 3, and we never took any of the photos off the wall.
What? But we definitely saw 4 photos there.
Okay, I don't know if that's him, narrative, or what exactly, but... Well, one was actually a framed newspaper clipping about Matsuo Genichi being awarded the Iron Cross Medal.
The other 3 were family photos.
But we don't have a framed newspaper article.
What?
Akito looks at me in shock, then simultaneously blurted out the name of the person that instantly came to our minds. Phantom. Do you mind listing out the photos for us? Certainly, there was a photo of my husband and I in our younger days, and there was one of our grown-up son around the time he was moving out. And the last photo is the one with my husband and Takashi. Nothing out of the ordinary, then.
Yeah, only the newspaper clipping sticks out like a sore thumb. It has to be him.
Him? What do you mean? Do you have an idea who the culprit might be?
Not exactly. Sorry, what I meant was that since there were 4 photos present at the crime scene, the newspaper clipping must have been a clue left behind by the perpetrator.
I just don't understand why anyone would murder my husband. No one does. That's why this is so disconcerting. No one understands why the Phantom is doing this.
Perhaps your son knows something? I know he moved out, but maybe...
That would be unlikely. You see, our son is abroad. In fact, I've just spoken to him on the phone earlier this morning. He told me he'd be flying out today.
Oh, I see.
How about Takashi? You said that your husband kept in contact with him. Perhaps he knows something. I don't know about that. I'm sorry, but my husband never mentioned seeing any unusual activity around our house, so I doubt he's mentioned anything to Takashi. You could be right, however. We still have to verify this with Takashi. May we have Takashi's phone number? Of course. Please wait a moment. Lilith takes out her phone and starts searching for Takashi's number. Here it is. I add the number to my phone's contact list. Alright, I believe that's all we need. Thank you very much for your help, Lilith.
Yeah, thank you for answering our questions. We really appreciate it.
You're welcome. I'm sorry it wasn't much of a help.
That's not true. You provided us with some great information. It'll definitely help with the investigation.
Come on, let's head back to HQ and figure out what we should do next.
Right behind you, man.
We thank Mrs. Kenichi again for her help before stepping out of the room. Kazu. Asko.
Ooh, hey there, lovely nurse.
What are you two doing here? Did something happen?
We just visited Mrs. Genichi. We had to ask her a few questions about her husband. Man, it was tough.
So there was a bad splice there. Yes, I heard her husband was the Phantom's latest victim. I was planning to ask her some questions myself. I guess you guys beat me to the punch. What did you find out? Not much. We were just trying to get as much details about the incident as we can. For now, we'll just review what we have. Hopefully we'll find something. How are things going on your end? Got any valuable information for us? That, well... A few days earlier, Black Lotus Restaurant, time unknown. Could you please stop smoking? It's bad for your lungs. Why bother? We both know I won't die from natural causes anyway. Even still, if you're not going to quit for your health, then do it for me. You know how much I hate this habit of yours, especially when you kiss me with that foul-smelling breath. I'm old and ill, Asako. Let this poor man keep this one little vice at least. You don't even like to smoke. You just do it for the hell of it, and because you know it annoys the other customers. Plus, the owner lets you get away with it. You know that I don't need reasons to do anything, Asako. And another thing, must you always resort to threats? You probably scared the daylights out of the guy. Surely there are other ways to demonstrate your power. Oh, are you referring to the kid from earlier? There's no need to worry about it. He's just another unfortunate byproduct of our cruel society. Truly unfortunate indeed. What's going to happen to him? I don't know. He ran out of here so fast I didn't have a chance to ask him. It's a shame, really. He has such a pretty girlfriend, too. Not as pretty as you, of course. Well, you shouldn't be surprised by that. He probably just didn't know who you were. He shouldn't have ignored me. Youngsters should always respect their elders. I'm not condoning his behavior. I'm just saying that he didn't know the rules, that's all. You could have just given him a warning. That's exactly what I did. Please don't tell me you sent your goons to kill him. Of course not. What's the point of teaching him a lesson if he doesn't live to learn it? That reminds me. Do you really have to break the legs of anyone who asks you to put out a cigarette? He holds the cigarette between his fingers and snaps it. People talk when you go soft. They'll perceive it as a sign of weakness. Furthermore, when you get weak, people die. He avoids eye contact with me for a moment. When he does look at me again, there's a glimpse of sadness in his usual cold, distant stare. His voice breaks the minute he speaks. You look so much like your mother. I sit down next to him. He looks ashamed for opening his heart like this. I'm not surprised he is. After all, my father prides himself on his quiet continence. He's normally cool and level-headed, but I can see the chinks in his armor whenever he talks about my mother. The fact that I'm a spitting image of my mother doesn't help ease his pain any less. You know, a long time ago I had a dream of leaving this life behind and moving to another country. We would have been so happy, the three of us. I was happy. You were just a kid, Asako. You don't remember anything. I do remember. A warm smile spread across his face then. It made me smile as well. I do have some memories of my childhood, although they're mostly just fragments now. A color, fragrance, or a nursery rhyme. They're my memories all the same. I remember playing with my parents at the beach, and how I so focused with filling my bucket to the top. My parents looked so happy and perfect together. No one would have guessed that my father was actually married to someone else. It's not uncommon for a member of the Yakuza to have a love affair, especially when their motto towards affairs is, no one would mind as long as you were discreet about it. The problem was, my father wasn't discreet about his love for my mother at all. He truly loved her. He wanted to marry my mother. He didn't want her to be his mistress, so he asked his boss for permission to divorce his daughter. The boss was displeased with his request. Not that that boss was what I would call a virtuous husband either, but he considered my father to be one of his most trusted men. He went as far as to marry his daughter to my father, despite the fact that there was a better suitor. To break their marriage was an act of betrayal, and so as punishment, the boss had my mother killed. This was also a way for the boss to ensure that his pride and honor as the head of the Yakuza was not damaged in any way. I still wonder to this day why the boss didn't kill my father too. Maybe it's like my father said. What's the point of teaching him a lesson if he doesn't live to learn it? Oddly enough, my life was spared as well. Perhaps the killer didn't want to kill a baby. Or maybe the boss ordered him not to, for reasons unbeknownst to me. Or maybe my father saved me. Who knows what the reason is? My father never told me why. He doesn't like to talk about it. Because of that incident, my father's career has come to a stall. He rarely gets promotions now, even though he's still the boss's son-in-law and right-hand man. People still talk about the incident now and then, just more discreetly. For everyone knows what would happen if they made the boss's daughter cry. Father. Welcome, what would you like to order today? I think I'll try the yakiniku, thank you. I see you're not worried about calories. What can I say? I'm a meat and potatoes girl. That's my girl. So what kind of a case is it this time? Must be something big for you to come and see me. Who said I came here for business? Maybe I just came here to see you. Come now, Asuko. You only come here when you're stuck with a case. That's not true. Who am I trying to fool here? Might as well just come out and say it, Akira. Come out and say it, Asuko. Fine. You're right, I'm sorry. It's okay, kiddo. I'm not doing this on purpose, you know. I mean, I do love you, Dad. It's just my job is very time-consuming. And I can't take time off unless I have good reason to do so. I understand. Don't worry about it. The waitress comes to our table with my grilled beef set on a platter. Delicious. Would you like to try some? Maybe later. Okay, what I'm trying to say is... Oh my god, this is so good! Of course, the food here is top of its class. Do you think I only come here for the protection money? Will you cut that out? Makes me lose my appetite whenever you talk like that. Sorry, go on. As I was saying, I wish we could meet up more often, but it's difficult for me to do that with my current workload. Which is precisely why I told you to be a doctor, so you'd have a more flexible schedule. But did you listen to your old man? No, of course not. You went ahead and became a nurse instead. I did it because I want to be close to my patients. I want to see them as human beings, not just some statistics on paper. Well, broken bones don't heal faster just because you kiss the bandages. Anyway, you're right. I do have a case. Well, not me, but Yggdrasil's investigation team does. I mostly deal with the medical side of things, but occasionally members from the forensic lab will ask me for assistance whenever they come across any strange or complicated cases like this one. In other words, you'll only come to me when you don't have the answer. Yeah. Well, fair enough. At least this will give you a reason to come see me. So what's the case about? I can't tell you. You mean to tell me that you came all this way from Yggdrasil headquarters to get answers from me for a case, but you can't tell me anything because it's a secret. Come on, Asuko, you're not a kid anymore. You can tell me. I can't. It's confidential. I'm sure it is. Nevertheless, you're asking me to just trust you and hand over any information I have, even if it means betraying my own family. Dad, I am your family. I know that, kiddo. It's the only reason we're having this conversation right now. But I want you to ask yourself, what I am to you. Your father or your informant? Be honest now. Dad, please. You know it's hard for me to answer that. It shouldn't be. You can trust me, Asuko. So I start telling my father about the Phantom. I try to gloss over the details, not only because it's classified, because I knew he'd use some of the information for his own personal gain if given the chance. I'd rather not run the risk of gaining access to such vital information anyway. He listens to the story with great patience, only stopping me to ask a couple of questions when the story got too convoluted. Once I finish telling him everything, he takes a sip of his tea and stares at it for a bit, as if the answers I'm seeking are somewhere at the bottom of his cup. I can see why you're interested in this case. Sounds like one of those things you write about for that magazine. Do you think that little green men are involved in this one? Dad. I know, I'm sorry. You should take Fortean phenomena more seriously. Fringe science may seem bizarre from the outside, but cryptozoology is not any harder to believe than, say, dinosaurs. So, are you saying the main source is a Tyrannosaurus Rex? I give up. It's no use arguing with you. I'm just teasing you, kiddo. It's what fathers do when their daughters are overly passionate about something. Yeah, well, it's a pet peeve of mine, and you know it. It's already bad enough that Moriyama mocks me at the office. Moriyama Kaoru. I was wondering why you hadn't mentioned her yet. Forget about her. She's a jerk and she hates me. That's all you need to know. Why did she hate you? I don't know. Maybe because my cup size is bigger than hers? Or maybe she suspects you. You're absolutely certain that they know nothing about me and that you're my daughter, right? It's best not to underestimate her. She is part of the Moriyama family, after all. The Togashi family never underestimates their friends or foes. Well, I'm not 100% sure, but... yeah, I don't think anyone knows you're my father. I'm positive they did a background check before hiring you. Don't worry, I'm good at covering my tracks. I'm very good at it. It's one of the things my father taught me. How to use bureaucracy to my advantage. There are many official records about my father, but none of them mentions me. Furthermore, I always take precautions every time we meet to rule out any possible risks. For example, even though I live near here, I would take a long detour in 3 different trains to avoid being followed. It's been like that since I was a child. I'm a liability, after all. Blackmail, kidnapping, even murder. Any of these things could happen to me. I try not to think about it, but honestly, the thought scares me sometimes. Well, one thing's for sure, I'm not involved in this Phantom case. I know. Otherwise, I wouldn't have asked for your help. Of course, one should be cautious when talking about other people's deeds. With that said, I'm pretty sure none of my men were involved in this. Could it be another family, then? Perhaps. However, these mutilations are too horrendous, even for gang members, so I highly doubt that's the case here. We're not monsters, Asuko. Despite how much you like to disagree, there's honor amongst the mafia families. Sure, we deal with drugs, prostitution, gambling, and yes, we kill people on a regular basis, but this? We have a boundary as to just how far we would go. With the pictures you've just shown me, that boundary doesn't apply here. This is not the work of a man. This is the work of a deranged psycho killer, a rabid animal, or something far worse. Fortean theories don't seem so far-fetched now, do they? I can tell that he's worried. I'll send some of my best men to guard your apartment and protect you. No way. I wasn't asking for your permission. He proceeds to make a call, all the while ignoring my objections. I told you. It's done. I don't want your minions around my house. Don't worry, they won't disturb you. It's not that. You know they make me feel uncomfortable. Good. It just means you're alive. Whoever did this is probably lurking somewhere in the city. You'd be a lot safer if my people were to protect you. We have the police for that. Pardon me for saying this, Asuko, but don't you work for some kind of special crime unit? Why is it that when things get rough, you come here instead of going to the police? Happens every single time. And why do you think that is? I'll tell you why, kiddo. It's because the police are useless, no offense. That's why we still exist despite being pursued by the authorities for centuries. They need us. Think about it. When the tsunami strikes in... Yeah, I'd rather do that as... When the tsunami struck in 2011 and the Fukushima meltdown happened, who did the government call to help with the evacuation and distribute food and medicine? The Yakuza. Correction, the Ninkyo Dantai, more specifically known as the Chivalrous Order. Right. Sorry, I forgot there's no such thing as the Yakuza. I have my pet peeves too. Sadly, he's right. We are the best of the best, at least on paper anyway, and yet, we're still unable to put a stop to this crime wave. There's a merciless killer out there, and we don't know who he is or what he is. When human lives are on the line, morality becomes a luxury. I guess it's futile to argue with you over this, huh? That's right, kiddo, we're talking about your life here. I don't bother to reply. As far as my father is concerned, this discussion is closed. I decided to resume eating my dinner. How are things going at work, by the way? Business as usual. Do they treat you well? Besides that Moriyama girl, I mean. Oh sure, Katsuki is fine, she's a little hot-headed. Then again, you can't lead a team like this without an alpha male like him. I've been stitching his wounds a lot lately. I swear at the rate he's going to end up in a body bag someday. It's good to know you're so confident in your teammates' capabilities. We both laugh. Frankly, I'm far more worried about the Ishikawa siblings. I don't understand why Grassel recruited Aki in the first place. She's way too nice and innocent to be in this line of work. Well, they recruited you. It's different in my case, Dad. My view of the world is much closer to the other members. It's a less naive and more realistic. I learned from a young age what evil people are capable of doing to others, as well as themselves, after all. And yet, you are now in a profession where you're helping those in need. I believe people would refer to that as altruism. Guilt is more like it. You've never done anything that deserves a guilt complex. That's true, but I feel guilty for the things you do. Server and receiver are both blind. You're quoting Hofuku now? Might as well, you're the only one here who knows what I'm talking about anyway. Well, you paid for the best teachers. Money helps, but it doesn't make miracles. You have to be smart in the first place. I love old books, that's all. Just like Akido. That Akido boy, he's Aki's brother, right? Yep. From what I remember from our last talk, he graduated from the police academy and joined Yggdrasil instead, right? Right. I personally think he's trying too hard to impress our boss. I mean, Suzumi is not interested in him at all. Poor guy. Sooner or later, he'll come to realize that she doesn't see him that way and give up. I do understand how he feels, though. It'd be hard for him to move on after liking someone for so long. Which brings me to this topic. Do you have a special someone in your life? Dad. Come on, kiddo. I know there's something else you want to talk to me about. Go on, this is your cue. About that. There is someone, but you don't know how to confess your feelings, eh? No, I mean that too, but... Wait, what? She? Yes, she's a woman, isn't she? But I never told you that. Basically, you just did, and besides, I live long enough. Okay, that's an autocorrect, I think. Basically, you just did, and besides, I've lived long enough here to know one or two things about that. I hate it when he does that. My father has always been very perceptive. Well, considering his line of work, I guess he has to be. His life depends on it, after all. Okay, yes, she's a woman. Are you happy now? As a matter of fact, yes. Are you going to give me one of your speeches now? Why? It's what parents do when they learn their daughter's a lesbian. Oh, is this another one of those father-daughter conversations I missed, like the birds and the bees? Wait, it doesn't bother you that I'm a lesbian? Why should it? Because it's weird? As weird as your... what's it called? Fortean phenomenon? Not that kind of weird, but yeah. Asuka, my job entails making other people's lives miserable. So let's just say that I don't exactly have a high morality standard when it comes to most issues. I have to say, I wasn't expecting this kind of reaction from you. I can be mad at you if that's what you want. No, it's fine. Well, who is she? You don't know her. Then you have nothing to fear. And I don't have any need to tell you. True. But I still know that she is working at the police station. They misspelled police there. Wait, what? You know her? Is he spying on me? If I remember correctly, her name is Nanako. Minase Nanako. You know about her? Ingersoll may not do their homework, but I certainly do. Damn, so he has been spying on me. I had a feeling he would, but still. The question is how? Did he send someone to follow me? Or was he using some kind of surveillance equipment? Maybe he has an informant planted inside Ingersoll. Now that really worries me. One of the reasons Suzume created Grossel was because of the corruption plaguing the Japanese police force. This may make matters worse for us. Well, if our organization has already been compromised, I suppose the logical thing to do right now would be to demand an explanation from him. But on the other hand, it might be better just to observe and figure out what exactly is going on here on my own. Besides, he isn't 100% correct on that one, but he still does know a lot. Okay, I give up. It's true we two did have some good times together, but it didn't work out. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, it really doesn't seem like... It doesn't look like I do care about you. You should know that. Wow, they really do need to proofread this section a lot more thoroughly. Guess he's right. I can't argue with him on that. Now I understand why you said that there is someone, but you don't actually know how to confess to your feelings. Why must he be so perceptive? Yes, there is. She's always really cute, and I love the way she smiles and laughs. When I see her, my heart beats faster. Congratulations. She seems like a very nice lady. She is. And does she know that you fancy her? More or less. In other words, she is unaware of your affections. Not exactly. I do drop hints from time to time. So you're hoping she'll decipher your clues. Look, I can't be blunt about this, okay? She's different. I could end up terrifying her and breaking her heart. No, she could break your heart. You're just afraid to confess to her because you're afraid that someone will hurt you again. You got me. Yes, I'm a coward, Sumi. So you're waiting for her to ask you, then? That will never happen. That's not right, Asuko. Not for you, and certainly not for her. What am I supposed to do, then? Well, let me ask you this. Would you hesitate if she was a man? If she was a man, I wouldn't be interested. Even if that man was as passionate about classical literature as you are. Damn, he really did his research, didn't he? You know what I mean. You should tell her how you feel. No way, she'll hate me. You don't know that. No, but I can make an educated guess. And if you're wrong, I'll just miss a chance to be happy, that's all. These things happen. Only if you let them happen. What are you suggesting, Dad? That I ask her out on a date? Yes, you can go to the movies. You don't need to be sexually attracted to someone to watch them film together. That also depends on the type of movie. A word of advice, no rom-coms. I suppose I do ask her to go to the movies with me and she says no. Simple, just wait out a couple days, then invite her to dinner. Sure, why not? She definitely would prefer a candlelight dinner with violins. It's much better than going to the movies, right? Actually, I was thinking of something like pizza, popcorn, whatever straight women eat these days. Really? And then? Just let nature follow its course. That's it? That's your plan? You'd be surprised how well it works. I don't think it's that easy, Dad. You can always challenge her to a game of darts. Come on, Dad, I'm being serious here. Everyone loves darts. I can't play darts with Michiko, okay? Practically a pro at it. She wouldn't stand a chance against me. Then let her win. But she'll notice that. That's the point. She'll think, oh, Asuko is so cute and adorable, she's letting me win. I never knew she was such a kind person. Dad, you're way too optimistic. And you're way too pessimistic. Come on, there's a karaoke bar nearby. They even have a dartboard there. Let's go have some fun. I have to collect some protection money from those guys anyway. But, we'll work on your pickup lines too. I really hate you, by the way. Yes? You didn't know all about it, right? Oh, come on, I'm not spying on you all the time. Just checking once on a time how you're doing, that's all. I don't know if that's a expression that was not translated or exactly, but yeah. Lie.